Today, pre-production breakdown of my $40 car clothing brand commercial. Let's get started. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Cayabyab. I am a Bay Area videographer who specializes in helping businesses impact more lives through visual storytelling. So anything in relation to the business of storytelling, that's your boy. So anything related to corporate videos, to documentary, storytelling videos is probably my alleyway when it comes to filmmaking and creating videos, and obviously creating marketing assets for businesses as well and forming that strategy, yada yada yada. But today we are gonna go ahead and get into this pre-production breakdown, my inspiration, my equipment, storyboarding, what I use, literally everything and anything that could probably help you as filmmakers or businesses who are looking to implement videos, kind of get the process of a successful video. Just for some context, majority of my films as of now, so it's been about 3 to 4 or 5 years, have been literally 80%, 90% run and gun. Barely any pre-production, and I think it's best for me to kind of take that step into pre-production and creating much more impactful videos. I'm a firm believer of taking that longer process and being able to plan everything so that way the video will hit home, it'll do what you want, and it'll just help you as a business owner, as a creator, prepare for what it actually takes to create a nice dope video, especially one that is kind of like a documentary style video where you want to kind of describe who you are, what you do, and just like your mission, right? But enough about me blabbering, let's get started. Just like how I mentioned in the first video when I actually put it out, my friend Jonelle hit me up asking if I wanted to do like a photo shoot. He didn't really have a budget, so I was like, why not, right? But I thought to myself, like, okay, instead of a photo shoot, what is it that you really need as a filmmaker that you could kind of do like a trade-off, right? So I was just like, I decided to go all in on video as opposed to being a hybrid shooter. So why don't I create like a dope commercial for my friend? You could use it as a spec ad. So I pitched him the idea, sent him an example, and he's like, dude, this is sick, let's do it. Ended up doing it. Now, just a little information about Jonelle. He is into Japanese cars, mainly in the industry of toge, which is mountain racing and drift racing. I don't condone mountain racing unless you're, obviously a professional, but I don't know a racing committee that does actual mountain racing. So I'm not here to say, hey, do a car commercial, do it on your own, do all these illegal, dangerous type stuff. I'm not condemning it. So now with that put aside, let's continue. So as I was doing research on his brand, all I got was a concept of, hey, mountain racing, Japanese cars, toge, and like a few product shots of the shirt that he wanted to promote. So Jonelle has a Zenki S14. You guys are probably wondering, what the heck is that? It's basically the earlier version of the release of the S14, because they have Zenki and Cookie. And basically Zenki is just the earlier model, and it's different looking compared to the Cookie, which has much more of a aggressive look. Yeah, I really wanted to capture that, and I was like, okay, I think he's from Milpitas, I'm from Milpitas, and if there's anything about the city of Milpitas, it's like very heavy in car culture. And in Milpitas, they have this road called Old Cal, or Cal, which is short for Calaveras, where people would actually go up the mountains, and try to toge or mountain race, right? So I was like, okay, I know for sure that's a destination, Milpitas, let's go ahead and get started. So fast forward that story, we're gonna jump in to the pre-production. Here I am using milanote. If you guys don't know what milanote is, it is Notion for filmmakers, and basically it's just being able to digital manage your projects, make it organized in a way where you can create mood boards, shot lists, locations, references, literally everything and anything. So let's just dive deep into it. Official night hour, you have this thing called a board. Basically it is like the project folder, right? So when you double click it, you have your pre-production, your production. We're gonna go into pre-production because this is the pre-production part of the video. I haven't used this long enough for me to fully use and organize the pre-production part of the project as I want it to. I just try to make it as organized as possible, and just grab anything that may be valuable to me or that may be useful to me, right? So here we have the video reference section. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this first so I could grab so I can tell you guys the inspiration, right? First two videos are from a video production company called Alto Visuals. First video is about Volkswagen's Golf R, which is the fastest version of their hatchback series, the Golf. There isn't really like a crazy storytelling, but it's very action-packed, and that's the reason I chose that. If you guys want to watch it, go ahead, it's right here. Second video is kind of like a narrative documentary without the narrative part. So I feel like to me it's like maybe it's a promotional video. I don't know how to describe it, but I just really love the storytelling and the pacing of it. So yeah, these two videos from them, super dope. Wanted to grab some screen grabs and try to grab that inspiration and try to understand the pacing of how a car video would work out. Other than that, I did find some other car commercials I can grab inspiration from, grab some screenshots and see what I can implement into my own film, right? Alright guys, and the second part of this milanote digital management is the mood board. You might see some inspiration from my film onto shots within the videos that I grabbed, right? So an example would be capturing Jonel's feet. That's an inspiration right here. Obviously using the shifter as a shot as well. Getting that drone shot, this is an inspiration right here as well. Anyways, yeah, and some more driving shots right here, and yeah, everything else. I think I got some clips from Fast and Furious as well, so I added that into the mood board. Now for the location, if you guys don't know about location, usually people would just go to the location, check it out at a certain time and see how lighting looks and all the other stuff. Like I said, I'm just getting started with like my style of videography and what I want to do, and I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to check out the location, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go on Google Maps and see how it looks. And as you can tell, the beginning shot of the film was right here, and then obviously the entrance to where Jonel goes up the mountain is right here. So I used that, and with this second location, that's one of the mistakes I made was like, okay, I'll just find certain locations as I go up. Since you're in the mountain area, you tend to have loose connection, and I literally missed some of the shot lists. Like for example, the tachometer shot I really wanted to get, I ended up scrapping that idea because like we ran out of time and I was rushing, and I didn't remember all the shot lists. So that's the whole point of pre-production, right? Is to make sure you plan and get the certain shots that you want. So but I did grab certain areas within that mountain area on my maps. I'll go ahead and screenshot the pinpoints I added onto like my iPhone, just to tell myself like, hey, like you have to get this certain shot right here and this certain shot right here. So music, obviously it's cool because you can input like a playlist, right? And playlist I had was this. It's all very fast paced, and let's just play some real quick. So as you can tell, it's super like fast paced. This is one I used for the video. It kind of sets the tone. This is another song I was planning to use as well. Yeah, and that music was actually, it was cool, but the problem was that it kind of reminded me of like a nighttime Mission Impossible type feel, and I was just like, I don't think that fits with what I was trying to go for. Shot list. As you can tell, this is from start to finish. Shot of sun setting with town, and close-up of shirt and lights, right? That's literally from beginning to end. Obviously, as a filmmaker, you're not going to shoot the film as it's being watched, like meaning like, okay, the sun setting is the first shot, empty road going up Calaveras is the second, 3/4 of face shooting from back is the third shot. No, it doesn't go like that. And for business owners who are looking to do these type of films, like, it has to be in a certain order, so that way you are managing your time wisely, right? Because if you aren't doing a big budget film like me, and you only have like natural light and the sunlight, you know, you're racing against time, and you just want it to be much more efficiently. But I mean, it's as simple as that for the shot list. My equipment list, I've been having a walkie-talkie. This is something I wanted to implement. A new drone, new camera. I was very close to renting out either a drone or a new camera, but I think super important as a filmmaker to understand like how to use your camera to its fullest capabilities. And I know for me at least, I feel like I'm just scratching the surface, right? Other than that, we'll go ahead and talk more about the equipment after we do the storyboard. So here's the storyboard. Don't make fun of my my drawing storyboarding capabilities. I use this program called Storyboarder. So let me go and pull that up. And basically you're able to create actual screen grabs of how the film might show up. This is a very rough storyboard as to how I got the pacing right within the video, and I feel like it, like I said, I'm a big proponent and big believer of pre-planning your films, right? And I know things tend to change during the actual production, but being able to understand how the story formulates, especially if you are someone who visually learns and can grasp the idea by visually seeing something, that's me. Rather than creating the images on the storyboard app, you can also put like screen grabs, which is something I did, right? But onto the storyboarder app. This is how it looks like. This is actually free. I believe you just have to look up Storyboarder on Google, and you can actually download it for, I believe, Windows and Mac. I'm not too sure about Mac because obviously I'm a PC user. But yeah, I mean, this is how it looks like. Obviously I drew this. It was hard for me to get a screen grab, so I was just like, I'm just gonna draw it. I get the whole process. I know it looks like a kindergartner drew this, but you get the whole concept. But yeah, it's cool. So when you go to a shot generator, you can actually add like cameras right here, camera 1 or camera 2, camera 1, and you can actually move it if you want to by moving the axes, right? You can actually add people into the cars, which is awesome, right? And you get to see what lens you should be using. And it's pretty dang accurate. Like I used the 35mm for my back shots. Yeah, Storyboarder app, if you guys want to go ahead and look at it. Like, this is towards the ending, right? It's different obviously from what I initially wanted it to be, but the idea of having the car looking back at Jonel's, you know, logo on his shirt is what I was aiming for, right? Really love this app. Unfortunately, with the free version, you have like a certain amount of space. So right here I have 79 out of 100 used, and you would have to upgrade for unlimited space. Yeah, so it's $10 per month, $50 per month if you have a team. I'm not here to say, hey, this is the end all be all. This is just how I did it. I have a long way to learn, but I just thought I could teach you guys and hopefully inspire you guys to create something you're passionate about, something you want to add to your portfolio. But enough about this. Let's go ahead and jump to the equipment. So for my equipment, I only used one camera, which is the SONY A7III. Lenses I used was a Sony 35mm, Tamron 17-28, Sony 90mm, and a Tamron 28-75. The whole reason for Sony 35 is because, you know, film is shot on 35 millimeters. And I feel like it's like a general good storytelling lens to have when you want to tell your story, right? Because it isn't too tight of a shot, but it's not too wide, so it's medium, right? So ended up going with that. Sony 90mm was one of the newest lenses I got. The whole purpose of that was to capture the details. 17 to 28 Tamron was meant to establish the shot. Tamron 28 to 75 was my overall lens, right? I think everyone should have a 24 to 70 or Tamron's 24 to 70, which is the 28 to 75, because it covers like wide-ish all the way up to like close-up shots. If you guys are wondering what stabilizer I used, to be honest with you guys, it's all handheld. I really wanted to promote the shakiness of the film, and I mean that speaks true, right? When you are in a lowered car, it's very bumpy and very hectic, and I wanted to promote the hecticness of the film. 90% of it was filmed on my handheld rig. So this is my handheld rig. I don't even know where to start, guys. Small rig matte box. I did not use this because I don't have a 4x4, 4x3 point something diffuser or ND filter, IR ND, so I just ended up taking this out. I did have this Tilta Mini manual focus so I use that to obviously go from wide to close up, especially if using a Tamron 28 to 75. This overall system is actually from Small Rig, right? So Small Rig handle, Small Rig cage. I forgot the base plate, Flotka V-mount battery plate, and obviously DNO lighting. This is the 95 watt V-mount battery, and I just used my Zhiyun iPod. I guess you could call it a tripod, but yeah. So everything was shot on that, literally 90% of it. The only time I had to shoot on a gimbal was when I was riding in the trunk of my car getting the rolling shots. I honestly wasn't going to do any rolling shots, but I ended up paying my good friend Derek, who I mentioned in the last video, to be my production assistant and just drive the car for me. So there's that. As for audio, I just used initially I wanted to grab the audio for the car because I had an audio recorder. The only problem was I did not have any time that day to get it done, and I was just like, you know what, let's hope the in-camera audio is good. What do you know, it was actually really good. Obviously all about using external audio recorders, but with what we had and being a low budget film, you know, I'm pretty happy about it, to be honest with you guys. But other than that, walkie-talkies, right? So this is a GXT Midland walkie-talkie. I think I grabbed this inspiration of the walkie-talkie from Danny, but I don't think he has the same brand. I could be lying though, because I did do a few research on walkie-talkies on YouTube. But I did use this to be able to communicate with Jonelle as he's driving, or with Derek as he's, you know, using my car, and being able to just communicate, right? Because communication is super important. And I think if you are ever on set, being able to have a walkie-talkie is super important, right? Save time, yada yada yada. And for the drone, I used the Mavic Air. I did use Neewer's ND8 as the filter, and it did exceptionally well, guys, so I'm pretty happy about that. That is it for the pre-production phase of my $40 commercial with my friend Jonelle. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please go ahead and comment below. Next video is going to be a film breakdown and probably post-production. I'll probably combine the two since I did not have a production behind the scenes camera person. My GoPro's batteries weren't working, but nonetheless, see you guys again next time. Peace out.